Hello and welcome to Sport This Morning. I'm Cecilia Omogbe.
I'm Tayo Salam. It's great to have you join us again.
All right, today the D Tigers of Nigeria will be facing DR Congo for a place in the semi-finals. The girls are ready to go.
I said that's the FIBA Women's Afro-Basket going on in Dakar, Senegal. The D Tigers have their claws out and ready to tear apart DR Congo later today. We wish them all the best. Also on the show, let's move on and talk about the Super Eagles of Nigeria, and there's a couple of new invitees for the international friendly against Ukraine on September the 10th. I'm talking about Maduka Okoye and Joe Aribo. You're asking who are these guys? We'll be letting you know a lot more about them later on the show.
Absolutely, but they have one thing in common.
What
Is it? They were not born here in Nigeria. Also on the program, we'll be talking. Well, expectedly, not really. Okay, Liverpool. Look, I wanted to
Come on.
Liverpool are the champions of champions. Again, it was Tammy Abraham who missed that fifth penalty, and of course, Liverpool had to celebrate with Jurgen Klopp sprinting down the line to actually, give him a very, very big bear hug that he needed. Talking about Adrian, he was the hero on the night, and Tammy Abraham missed his penalty.
The decisive penalty, yeah, shame for Tammy Abraham. Is that a very tough start to his Chelsea career? But congratulations to Liverpool. You'd say they just managed to get the job done on the night, despite the fact that a lot of pundits gave them, tipped them as favorites for this particular game. They got, Chelsea gave as good as they got on the night. And Liverpool at the end of the day were just got lucky,
a little bit.
To win it. But I mean, that's what really matters. Is winning that really counts, the result at the end of the day. We're going to come back to Liverpool, Chelsea later on, but we're starting off the show with
boxing. What's the latest coming from the Ruiz and the Joshua's bouts? Everyone is still waiting for. Ruiz, what has he said now?
Finally, it's broken the silence.
The last time, to Saudi Arabia?
The last time we talked about this, we said that this guy is not talking. Everyone else is talking. The other camp, AJ, Eddie, all talking, but the champ hasn't said a word. Yesterday, he finally broke his silence on his Instagram page. Quickly, from Eddie Hendas, the promoter for Anthony Joshua, he says he signed a contract with us that he was absolutely over the moon with, that gave him the opportunity of a lifetime. He will 100% honor the contract. His choice is to have a legal battle that could put him out of boxing for years, or to defend his belt for a lot of money against a guy he's already beaten. There isn't any doubt he will take the fight. Eddie and Anthony Joshua's promoter.
Okay, this sounds like a threat.
I think we're in for
a long battle. The fight has been scheduled for December 7th.
It is there.
And this is August, and you're coming out with this. Okay. Is it a threat to Andy Ruiz?
That is it.
He's just telling me you have to take it. You don't have a choice right here. You signed a contract. You had opportunity. It's actually telling him, we gave you the opportunity. We brought you out to the limelight.
Exactly.
So you have to take it. You were nobody.
And you signed it. But I think, I don't want to get into whether it's rude or not. But you know how these things are, contract. There's always loopholes.
Can we see it?
There's always loopholes that can be, that can be taken advantage.
We need to see that document.
Yeah, we're not going to see it, unfortunately. But I imagine the people that are very important have seen it. Andy Ruiz has got a very powerful advice on Al Haymon. Everyone knows him. He's probably the best in America. So I know he's going to be advising very well
what to say
on this particular situation.
He wants to bring it, I don't know, because he was actually saying anywhere he was going to go. He even talked about Mexico, and the other time it was Cardiff and all that. But Saudi Arabia is a neutral venue. Maybe that's what they thought. I think they should. Okay, we just want the fight to be December 7th, wherever they want to go to. Should just do it, right? Yeah. They don't want any long stretch of to be or not to be.
The fight better happen.
Okay.
It's got to happen, Cecilia, because we're already looking forward to it. The first one was such a shocker.
Yeah.
We didn't see it coming. A lot of people didn't watch it and woke up to the news that AJ lost.
Because they thought AJ obviously was going to another routine victory for him.
Exactly. Now we've been looking forward to the rematch. It appeared everything has been signed, sealed, and delivered until Ruiz came out yesterday to say no.
Okay, let's leave boxing now and come to Nigeria. What's happening in Enugu State? The governor, Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi, is actually trying to have a blueprint for sports, and that's why they had to set up a reform committee for sports, and they've actually recommended that, look, the only way, as usual, I mean, this is more like a broken record. We keep saying this over and over again.
I'm tired.
That the only way they can, really have a viable sport in the state is grassroots sports. So school sports elementary school, and that's what they really want to do. So the committee chairman, Mr. Emeka Mba, was the one who presented it to the governor, saying that there's need for synergy between the sports and youth ministry, education ministry, for everything to actually work together. If they don't have that with the youth ministry, the education ministry, and also with the government, they will not be able to harness the teeming youth population they have in that state, which is like over 2 million.
Yeah, spot on. And you can bet, yeah, 2 million, that's a lot. So that's probably a very high percentage of the population. Of Enugu State. And like you said, there has to be synergy between all those parties that you've mentioned. And I mean, like you said, it's a broken record. We talk about this all the time. But the issue is actually getting to implement it. What is it?
Familiar face now. Chidi, that's Chidi Okenwa. Is also a member of the technical, of the same committee that was actually set up. JJ Okocha is also part of it.
Right.
So
there are quite a few seasoned sports people
right there
in that committee, so they should know what they're doing.
Precisely.
Don't the recommendations now for the authorities to go ahead and implement it. I mean, you look at the United States of America, every time school sports, college system is embedded in the system, that's their strategy, and it's paid huge dividends. That's why they're almost, arguably, they're the best when it comes to sports, in the country.
You're still using the word arguably? Pan American Games, the way they
cleared
it,
I like to use arguably
2020 Olympics, we are in trouble because the U.S. will not give out anything. They didn't have all their top athletes there, but then it was a clean sweep for them. So the gap was so much.
So their sports development strategy has clearly worked for them. We need to find out what's going to work for us and not just throw names about and throw school sports or grassroots about every little time we get together.
All right, let's listen to Emeka Mba, that's the chairman of the other committee on youth and sports, talking about their recommendations to the government.
At the heart of the policy, one of the policy prescriptions we put forward is a return to school sports, because the very foundation of sports is from the elementary and secondary school level. And we found out that over the years, successive governments have not done so well in terms of how to stimulate youth sports. And we felt that this is something that is a possible quick win in which we can redirect our energies, and it has its own cumulative effect in terms of helping to build a sports industry. We believe that the success of the blueprint that we submit today is also highly dependent on a focused leadership, and we hope that Your Excellency will act as a chief executive for young people in this state. You already have a reputation, Your Excellency, for engaging with young people. And I believe that with continued broad stakeholder support amongst the interagency of ministries, because you find that, for example, school sports, it's not just about the Ministry of Youth and Sport, but also involves the Ministry of Education, the local government, and so on and so on. So there is a need for a broad stakeholder steering committee, if you will, to make this possible.